Ooh, we're back, baby. Stripe Sports. Or sorry, we're back, baby. Horns up, talking Texas Fisher to Sopolis. It's Monday. Very exciting day. We're gonna go through the running backs. We're gonna go position by position. Running backs is a pretty straightforward yet pretty fun one to discuss. But first, we got a lot of Olympians, a lot of UT Olympians dominating. Not necessarily for Team USA, but a lot of Olympians dominating who had gone or go to the University of Texas. So it's very exciting to see. Toss, you said something very interesting before we actually started recording.
Yeah, I just don't think that people understand how outside of the big five sports that most college media outlets talk about, basketball, football, baseball, it's not even big five, I guess, really. It's just three. We're incredibly good at golf. We're really good at tennis. We're really good at swimming. And a lot of our medalists, in particular on the swimming side of things, have been recruited from places outside of the United States. And that's what you just mentioned. They're winning medals for their home country, but they attended the University of Texas likely because they knew that they would continue to grow as an athlete in that respect, but also if they ever wanted to transition to moving to the United States, it's a great place to get an education. And obviously the framework that the alumni have from a business standpoint is immense. So it's been fantastic. I mentioned golf, I think first. Scotty Scheffler obviously comes back and wins gold medal at the Olympics. I think it's the first time that someone has won the green jacket and also won the gold medal in the same year. So he continues to take huge strides in the game of golf, cementing his own legacy, which obviously he has a ton to do to be considered an all-time great, but he is well on the path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's impressive. Julian Alfred running for St. Lucia. Ready for this?
Yeah.
St. Lucia has been to 96 games, 2000, 04, 08, 2012, 2016, 2020. They have not won a single medal until UT runner Julian Alfred. She wins the gold at the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Yeah, in the 100-meter dash, she ran a 10.72. She beat Sha'Carri Richardson. So who is from Dallas? That's right. That was a huge deal. I mean, there's Ryan Krauser, he's essentially the best guy to ever throw a shot put that's ever stepped on the planet. 3-time Olympic gold. He won every year he was in college. I don't know what else to say about that guy, but he's an absolute beast.
He's a moose.
He's basically the best person on the planet at picking up a little ball and throwing it. So he's not the strongest person on the planet, but he has to be in the mix if you're talking.
Here's the interesting thing. I wonder if it was ever put out to him, hey, like, you're 6'7", 320. We get that you're amazing at shot put. Do you want to come play left guard? Or right tackle? Right tackle seems more like feasible. He's almost too big to be a guard. He's too big to be a guard. 6'7", 320. You're a great athlete, strong as an ox. You want to come play right tackle for UT. Do you think that was ever posed to him?
Maybe. I certainly don't want to diminish any of the work that he's had to put in to sustain at the level of being a gold medalist.
Over 8 years.
3 times now. So I think, like, while in concept, it seems quite easy for a guy that's that athletic and that big to just transition to left guard or left tackle or whatever it is. Like, he's obviously putting in a lot of work to be where he is.
Yeah, no one's saying, yeah. I mean,
I'm just
since 2016.
Right. I'm just conceptualizing, like, could he have gone and played in the NFL, secured the NFL bag, and then every 4 years medaled in the Olympics? Like, probably not, right? Like, it's too difficult. There's too many other people who are continuing to work on the craft of shot putting that would have gotten in the way for him. But in an ideal world where we can make up whatever we want, if he had been the left guard for the Dallas Cowboys and also was winning golds, like after winning 2 national championships as a football player and as a shot putter for the Longhorns, that would have been pretty sweet. But yeah, I have to imagine someone approached him and was like, hey man, you're huge. and our football team is really, really good. And you'll get a lot of cred on campus outside of the track and field team if you're playing for the
Yeah,
football team. But absolutely unbelievable. I'll just run through the rest of the names.
please.
Leo Negebauer, who's a decathlete, he got silver. Carson Foster, silver in the 4x200 relay, bronze in the 400 individual medley. Swimmer Luke Hobson, his teammate, silver in the men's 4x200, bronze in the 200 meter freestyle. Erin Gemmel, silver in the 4x200 relay. She's a sophomore. She just finished her freshman year of college, so that's pretty incredible. Drew Kibler, silver in the 4x200 freestyle. Casper Corbo, bronze in the 200 meter breaststroke. Hubert Coe, gold in the 200 meter backstroke. Incredible. So 10 medals 11 medals total right now. That puts us above Belgium, Sweden, and Spain. So we're beating individual countries at the University of Texas here. And not to mention, we, of course, have who, in my mind, is the best men's Olympic United States basketball player still on the United States team currently, Kevin Durant, who just became the, I think, career high in rebounds for any U.S. player ever. I think he surpassed Carmelo for that. He already has points, and he continues to add in that respect. And then we also have Ogbago, who's the middle blocker for the U.S. women's volleyball team, is still playing. So we still have some athletes out there who are still competing. And
Wow.
I'm probably missing a couple of people too.
I mean, we've always known swimming has been phenomenal, but it's just dominant. And then having Scotty and KD and stuff like that is also such a huge lift, an exclamation point on a national level. I think a lot of people forget. I think definitely people don't realize, like people in Texas know that Scotty's Longhorns, Texas, whatnot. But I think a lot of like golf guys, it's lost in the golf zeitgeist and in common fans of where these guys go to school. Like there's a few guys, Hovland and JT, they're both OK State, right? Spieth, we have Spieth and Scotty. Like collegiate golf is a massive thing, and there's a lot of guys that come up, in that Big 12, in that Southern range, that go to a lot of these big schools. I don't think people realize they're alumni. I think a lot of people forget that Katie went to Texas. He's not from there. He's from Washington, like DC. Like I think people forget that he's a Longhorn.
I think that happens when you're in a major league that's nationally televised and consistently watched by Americans and viewers at large in the world. Is Kevin Durant now is known for being one of the best basketball players of all time. When he first came out, when he was on the Supersonics, you were like, yeah, that's the kid from Texas that was the best player in the league as a freshman at UT. But then eventually you become more than where you went to college, right? And I think that's definitely the case when you get to the levels of where Scotty Scheffler has gotten to in his sport, and Kevin Durant certainly in his sport. So I understand why. I mean, same thing with golf, right? Like when those guys first come out, you're like, oh, he's that 2-year pro out of Georgia. He was really, really good, and he's supposed to be like one of the next big guys on the tour. But Scotty was kind of instantly good. And then now it's just forget where he went to school. He's world golf ranking number 1 or number 2 or number 3 consistently week to week. So I understand why it happens, but you're absolutely right. Like people don't realize that it's such a big deal in the college sector, all these different sports, and it's really enjoyable. It's extra enjoyable to watch the Olympics when we see, our fellow alums from Texas doing their thing.
Yeah, it is such a lost thing, and I mean, we'll get to. I mean, again, I'm sure people listen to this show and watch, or golf fans. Like, I bet you most people don't even know where Tiger went. Like what's considered his alma mater. So it's definitely like Stanford. So it's like definitely very much lost on a lot of people. Like that, and it's forgotten. But amazing nonetheless what we're doing at the